1-week remand for Felda top brass. Tawau is no transit point. Hi, I'm Suhaila Saifuddin with Cuppa News. Five current and former Felda officials have been remanded as part of investigations into alleged corruption and power abuse over a sturgeon farming project worth 47.6 million ringgit. Magistrate Nik Isfahani Tasnim Wan Abdul Rahman allowed the five to be remanded for a week under the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act. If convicted, they faces a fine of at least 5 times of the amount of corruption and a maximum 20 years imprisonment. The five include a former Felda Director General, an ex-Deputy Director General Strategic Resources, the former Operations Officer in charge of its sturgeon farming project in Taman Negara, the current head of its London properties and an Assistant Administration Officer. They were hauled up in a sting operation dubbed Ops Caviar in several locations around Klang Valley on Tuesday. Valuable items, including a luxury car and jewellery, were seized during the raids. The personal accounts of their immediate family members have been frozen as part of investigations. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Khalid Abu Bakar denied allegations that Tawau Sabah is a transit point for Daesh terrorists from neighbouring countries. The state, he said, is just a passage area, including for those involved in economic activities from the Philippines, Indonesia and Thailand.
Bukan transit, laluan. Jangan dengan perkataan tu jaga-jagalah sikit. Ya, sebab kedudukan Tawau tu, kedudukan Tawau tu dia triangle antara 3 negara tu, Indonesia, Malaysia, Selatan Filipina. Jadi mereka menggunakan aktiviti ekonomi, aktiviti pergerakan manusia di kawasan itu untuk memudahkan pergerakan mereka. Jadi kita memang sentiasa meletakkan antena kita di kawasan itulah untuk memantau kegiatan ini.
Khalid stressed that police will remain alert on any possible terror threats, including those targeting top leaders in the country.
There still are threats against our nation leaders and we are closely monitoring it.
Nothing to worry about now?
Well, I won't say nothing to worry. Of course, when there are threats, we should worry about it. So we are addressing it.
In November 2015, several Malaysian leaders were reported to be on the target list of the Islamic State terrorist group based on intelligence reports received by the country's national security bodies. Among the targeted leaders were Defence Minister Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Hussein and senior members of the cabinet. Bets placed outside the Selangor State Secretariat building, massage demonstration and distribution of free ice creams marked the latest antics by Red Shirts leader Datuk Sri Jamal Mat Yunos to highlight what he claimed as the mushrooming of massage parlours in the state. He said the administration led by Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Azmin Ali had failed to curb the growth.
Paling membimbangkan apabila banyak persaingan di antara kedai-kedai ini, maka berlakulah promosi-promosi yang di luar daripada normal yang sihat. Sebab itulah hari ini saya bawa tong aiskrim, kerana ada kebanyakan pelanggan-pelanggan ini datang berulang-ulang kerana mereka dapat aiskrim percuma. Kalau kita lihat ni, inilah servis yang diberikan oleh tukang-tukang urut yang diimport kebanyakannya daripada negara China, daripada Vietnam, Thailand dan Indonesia. Jadi siapa yang mengeluarkan lesen, mereka lah yang patut bertanggungjawab mengawal. Termasuklah juga mesin judi. Bila PBT yang mengeluarkan lesen, mereka salahkan polis. Padahal polis bukan mengeluarkan lesen. Jadi ini yang berlaku di Selangor sekarang ini, perkara-perkara yang membimbangkan. 4,000 yang kita dah dapat, dan 4,000 ini baru lebih kurang 50 ke 60% survey yang kita buat.
Jamal refused to comment whether a similar protest would be held against the Immigration Department for failing to stop the foreign masseurs from working in Malaysia. In an attempt to recall a sex scandal involving a PKR leader, his supporters also offered free ice creams to passers-by. Last month, Jamal turned up at the same venue in a towel to protest against water cuts in the state. Now that he has not been shortlisted as the candidate for the Football Association of Malaysia post, he has more time to think up of further capers. Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the declassified Central Intelligence Agency CIA report linking him to the Bumiputra Malaysia Finance BMF scandal was an attempt at demonising him.
Newspaper asing, mereka serang saya pasal saya tak pernah berhenti daripada kritik mereka kalau mereka buat salah. Jadi mereka mesti demonize me. Lepas itu benda yang saya tak buat pun dia tuduhlah. This thing happened way back in 1981 sampai 1984. Why are you bringing it up now? Can you correct anything that I have done before? The purpose is political. Maybe some people might benefit.
On Wednesday, the CIA released a declassified report on Bank Bumiputra Berhad and its subsidiary BMF in the 1980s, saying the scandal had damaged the reputation of the government under Dr. Mahathir's tenure. The documents claim that although no direct links have been established between Mahathir and the corruption at BMF, the hint of association had damaged his administration. The CIA claimed that the most damaging aspect of the scandal was the alleged connection of now defunct Carrion Group and former Chief Executive Officer George Tan to UMNO officials. In another matter, Dr. Mahathir, who is Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia chairman, said that the party would meet PAS on February 2nd to decide on whether the Islamist party will be part of the opposition bloc. He said Pribumi is keeping its doors open for PAS despite having previously given an ultimatum to the Islamist party. A security guard at the UOB Bank Taman Ria Jaya branch in Sungai Petani, Kedah foiled a lone man attempt to rob the bank this morning. In the 8:30 a.m. incident, the man barged into the bank when one of the bank staff arrived for work and fired 2 shots which struck one of the 2 guards on duty. A fight ensued between the guard's colleagues and the suspect, who was eventually overpowered. The guard who sustained gunshot wounds on his leg was rushed to the Sultan Abdul Halim Hospital. It was later learned that the suspect is a manager at a private security firm in the same town and the revolver used was issued by his company. He is also an army veteran with 22 years of service. Floods have affected almost all the states in the country, with thousands of people having to be evacuated to relief centres. Many areas in Johor, Selangor, Perak, Melaka, Kelantan, Sabah, Sarawak, Pahang and Negeri Sembilan are underwater. In Segamat Johor, residents are reliving the floods of 2006 and 2011, which caused millions of ringgit in damage and brought communications to a standstill. More than 600 people from 6 districts in Perak were forced to evacuate to 13 relief centres. In Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, relief workers airlifted food and water to some 1,000 villagers trapped in Pitas district after access to their area was cut off. President Donald Trump plans to sign several executive orders on Wednesday to block US visas for migrants from 7 countries in the Middle East and Africa. Trump tweeted late Tuesday saying he'll direct the construction of the Mexican border wall, and congressional aides and immigration experts briefed on the orders say they're also likely to start a temporary ban on refugee admission from all countries except religious minorities fleeing persecution. At campaign stops across America and in debates with Hillary Clinton, Trump pounded the theme of keeping the nation safe by blocking immigrants from nations known to house militias, especially those connected with Islamic State. During the campaign, attacks reported to be inspired by Islamic State killed 14 people in San Bernardino, California and 49 in Orlando, Florida. Since his inauguration on Friday, Trump's already signed executive orders rolling back several Obama administration initiatives, and on Tuesday issued one that would clear the way for construction of 2 controversial oil pipelines opposed by environmentalists. South Korea's special prosecutor dismissed accusations by Choi Soon-sil, the woman at the center of a corruption scandal, claiming that she had been forced to confess. Choi, who has been indicted for meddling in state affairs through her friendship with impeached President Park Geun-hye, made the protest at the special prosecutor's office before she was pushed into an elevator by correctional officers. Park was impeached by Parliament in December after accusations that she colluded with Choi to pressure big businesses, including Samsung, to donate to two foundations set up to back the president's policy initiatives. Park, Choi and Samsung have all denied wrongdoing. With the Spring Festival just around the corner, lantern fairs being held across China help heat up the festive atmosphere in the cold winter. Harbin, the provincial capital of northeast China's Heilongjiang province, is a must-go for people who enjoy cold weather and ice sculptures. The Harbin Ice and Snow World receives an average of 20,000 visitors each day on its 800,000 square meters icy wonderland. At the waterside town of Wuzhen in East China's Zhejiang province, visitors enjoy a wide variety of lanterns while strolling along the famous scenic town. And visitors appreciate the modern lantern show at the Xinghuai River Lantern Fair in Nanjing. Pokemon Go has a new friend on mobile today. The Pokemon Company casually dropped Pokemon Duel into the game sphere and is available for free. Pokemon Duel is a strategy title that plays more like a board game than a traditional Pokemon experience. It can be played against real people in the online league match mode or solo against the game's artificial intelligence. So the more you play, the more powerful Pokemon you will encounter. And that's all we have for today. Good night.